Hola y bienvenidos a tu curso de español este año 2016. Your senior Spanish course this year is a combined course of Year 11 and 12 covering three different curriculum levels, 5, 6 and 7. The central theme of your course this year is social awareness or la conciencia social. The topics for this term are los móviles. We'll be talking about your mobile phones and their sustainability. And los animales, where you'll be talking about your animals and animal rights in general. The assessment tasks involved for those two topics are writing, interact, and speech. Remember, this year you have a choice between interact and speech. Your speech this year, Level 1, AS 90909, involves giving a spoken presentation in Spanish that communicates a personal response. It's worth 4 credits. The task involves gathering vocabulary, information, language structures, and graphics and putting them together into a presentation. You will share your speech with students overseas in Chile, Spain, and the USA. Your speech must be personal. It must describe your topic, express personal ideas and information. You need to say what you think and feel, use culturally appropriate Spanish, and apply the language that you've learned in class. Absolutely vital that you use the structures and the vocabulary that we have covered during this unit. The conditions of the speech, the length is 1 minute, approximately. There is no reading. Reading means that you will not have achieved the standard. Your speech will be presented to your peers. It must be presented to the class. And while you're presenting your speech and your presentation, you will be videoed. It's important to remember that quality is more important than quantity. What does it look like in terms of ARCO, the Orewa College language of learning? You'll be gathering, using language perfect, you'll be gathering vocabulary by doing the activities in class. You'll be processing language, you'll be learning new language structures by listening and reading, and you'll eventually be applying those structures and the new vocabulary to express your own personal ideas on the topic. So what exactly do I do? Starting off, you need to prepare by completing your class activities, which will help you build up the vocabulary and sentence structures you will need. You will then select a subtopic and information and graphics. Ask your teacher to approve your selection before you start. You will write a script of the speech using the structures we've covered in class and create a visual aid to go with the speech, using graphics only, of course. You will have a chance to practice in class several times in small groups, and you will eventually present your speech to your class and publish it to your blog. So, how do I get a good grade for the speech? You should all be getting excellence. The achievement criteria for this standard are that you communicate personal ideas and information and opinions. At the level of achieved, you will communicate, but there will be lots of inconsistencies in your communication. At the level of merit, you will communicate personal ideas, but your communication will be more credible and connected, still with some inconsistencies. At the level of excellence, your communication will be controlled and integrated with few inconsistencies. It will be effective. Let's have a look at the next slide to see what those words mean. So, with achieved, communicating means you're able to convey meaning in Spanish. It means you can make someone understand what you want to say, although you will have some errors. Convincing. This means that it's credible and connected. Credible means you select the right language to express what you want to say, and connected means using language that is connected, using language connectors, words that connect sentences and phrases, and being able to connect your ideas so that there's a logical order. Excellence uses effective language, which is controlled, and that means that you select and successfully use the best language to express yourself. So it's appropriate, it's culturally appropriate, and it's grammatically appropriate. Integrated means your speech is well structured, with good use of connectors and an integrated approach to the topic. You can have very few errors as well. It's important that you develop your ideas. One way to develop your ideas is asking these questions and making sure you've responded to each one. Have I described my topic and said why it is important? Have I said what I think about the issue? Have I used language beyond the present? Very important. And have I said what I would do if I were in a position of responsibility? You learn all these structures during the course of the unit. So you really need to know the achievement criteria. Here they are again. At achievement, you give a spoken presentation in Spanish that communicates a personal response. To achieve with merit, the spoken presentation has to be convincing. Remember, that means credible and connected. To achieve with excellence, it needs to be effective spoken presentation. Remember, that means controlled and integrated. The end result means that you'll have grown your brain a little bit more, and that's a worthwhile thing to have done.